Hello. It's good to see you. Today we are going to be selecting one of these paint by number postcards to paint. We've already done a couple of these. This is a neat little set. It's the Classic Cocktails Edition. I found these on Amazon. Little paint by number postcards, and they have different types of sets with different themes. You have your little instruction card here, and it shows you what it looks like when you start, and you have these little sections with numbers, and then it shows you what it's going to look like after you've painted it. Usually mine don't look that good. I know here's one. I think this is the last one we did here. A little drink here. We did that one. And before that, we did this one. That's a nice little drink there. So this is what it looks like to start. And the lines are very thin. They're a light blue color. And the numbers are about the size of a gnat's butthole, so you can't read them really without a magnifying glass. So yeah, this is how it starts, and this is how it is when you've finished. And it's a lot of fun. Now you get a total of 12 of these postcards. You get 2 of each design, so there are 6 total designs. And you get some paints too. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paints. All these pretty colors. Unfortunately, this one's dried out. It's like a chunk. I couldn't even revitalize it. I couldn't save it. It's like a little maraca now. It's like the saddest maraca you ever heard in your life. So for that, okay, so that's red. So for that, I have this. It looks like a children's drink, but it's actually paint. I don't know how I feel about putting it in a bottle. It looks like a drink. When I first saw it, I thought it was a little juice drink, but it's paint. You really wouldn't want to take a swig of that. Although it's non-toxic, it probably tastes terrible. So anyway, I have this. It's kind of close. It looks a little bit darker, but it's close enough. So this is going to be what we use if we need any red for the painting that we do today. Now I'm going to take these out and we'll look at them. Here we go. I've got them out of the box. The last one never wants to come out. I have to basically force it out. So we have this one here. This is when we did the little margarita. This is the second one of that. And this is like a Jack and Coke or something. I don't know. I don't really know a lot about mixed drinks. There's that one. This is the one we did last. And here we have, I don't know what it is. I don't care. It's not a Long Island iced tea, but it makes me think of it. So we have 2 of those. We have a martini here with olives in it. Looks like it has 3 olives. A glass of champagne, I suppose, with a little orange peel and a strawberry. No, this is, what is this? This has all kinds of fruit in it and stuff. I don't know. I'm the wrong one to ask. I don't really know anything about mixed drinks. I come from a family where nobody really drinks, and I got all that out of my system before I was 21, maybe. And I don't know. I don't really care about it anymore. It just doesn't appeal to me. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just not interested. It's too expensive anyway. I think we'll go with this one. This one looks like fun. It is super hot here today, and I'll tell you, I wouldn't mind having a drink with an umbrella in it today. And it looks like we have some pineapple here. Well, hey, we can see it right here. This is what it's supposed to look like. Forget this, because mine probably won't look this good. So we have green things sticking up back there. Looks like an orange slice and a cherry and a pineapple. And a happy little yellow umbrella. So this is what we're going to paint. We're going to do that one. So now we have to figure out what brushes we want to use. I have these brushes. A lot of these my kids have had for years. They've been using them since they were little. This was a great value, honestly. I bought these Crayola paintbrushes. I bet I've had these things almost 15 years. I have had them since my older son was really small, and they still work great. So I have to go through here and pick out the brushes I want to use. This one with the handle is the one that came with the set, and apparently I just stuck it in here last time with the rest of the brushes. So pick out the brushes, and I'll go ahead and look at this. I literally, even with my glasses on, I have a very hard time reading. There are numbers all over this thing, but they're so small. I have a hard time reading them without a magnifying glass. So I'm going to look at this and see if I can see the numbers. I'll probably have to look at it periodically to make sure I'm doing the right numbers. And then when we get ready to rinse a brush, we have my Sesame Street cup. It has water in it. And it has Bert and Ernie, Cookie Monster on it, and Big Bird. And this belonged to my kids when they were little. And we always use this to rinse our paint brushes. This is it's a washable paint. It's not gonna hurt anything. This cup says, "Yum, that's good." It's kind of hard to see. I can't really turn it up. I don't want to spill water. But that I use to rinse the brushes with. So I'm going to go ahead and inspect the numbers, try to figure out what they are, pick out my brushes, and then we can get started. And we are ready to begin. Now it looks like I picked my brushes out. I picked the blue one, the one that came with the set, purple and green. I think these are pretty much always the ones I pick. This one is very good for detail. It's very fine little point to the end of the bristles. And the blue one is sort of similar, but it covers a slightly larger area. And the purple one is another good one for detail work, and there's definitely a lot of detail work in here. And then I have the green one, which is kind of angled, but it's a little wider. So the green one is really good for getting larger areas. So like, for example, for the glass itself, a lot of the glass is just straight up number 3. So we're going to be taking that and doing large areas. And the areas that are not 3 are 8. And you're saying, how can there be an 8 and only goes up to 6? Well, it shows you on here how to mix the paints to get colors 7, 8, and 9. We have a little bit of 7 on here, on the underside of the umbrella, and the sections here of the orange. And we don't have any 9, but the 8, as you can see, is just going to be a combination of 3 and 5. So it's going to be a lighter shade of brown. It's going to be like that. Well, sort of like that. It's not going to be perfect. And for mixing the paint, I have this little paper plate here. So we could just use different sections if we need to mix multiple bits. But well, let's see. We'll have to do some of 7 and some of 8. I try to get all of the areas of the same color at the same time, especially if you're mixing paint. That way you have enough so you don't have to mix it again, because from my experience, when you're mixing paint, it's almost impossible to get it the exact same color every time. It's always a little different. So, but let's start. I want to start with number 3. And that is this big area here. And I'm just going to take this angled brush here. And first I'm going to do the large areas with this brush. Alright, we have popped open number 3. I'm going to dip the brush in there. It's a pretty firm, well, not super firm paint, but it's not really runny either. You can always add a little water to it to thin it down if you want to. I got too much on there. You don't want to overdo it. I about need a magnifying glass to just see where this paint goes. Alright. Now obviously I'm not going to be able to use this brush for the entire area because it's just too, you see how big of an area it covers? Yeah, you can't really do detail work with this. This thing's like a bull in a china shop, especially when you're doing a picture this small. You can't just have at it willy-nilly. It's just not gonna work. Now, bring some down here. Be careful. All this is 3. All the way down. And just sort of swoop it around this large area here. But you have to watch it, because when you get over here, you start running into number 8. Okay. That's really as far as I want to go with that brush. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and work with this little tiny detail brush, because you have these little areas here that are going to be a lighter brown. And I want to get in between those as best I can. It's tough, but you can do it. Boy, it's been hot here. We got a little break last week. It cooled off significantly. It felt so good outside. The humidity went away for a day or two, and it was nice. I felt so good outside. When you can have a day at the end of June where the high is only in the mid-70s and there's no humidity, oh my goodness. Oh, that is something. You want to get out and enjoy that, because that doesn't happen very often around here. Okay. Let me check. We're leaving these little tiny things. They're like little teeth, sort of. This big area, this is all 3 right here. Yeah. And these, there are these little, like little islands. Like if you were in the ocean and you saw little islands, little tiny islands. That's what we have. It's very hard to see, but there are these little areas that you want to leave for now, because we're going to come back over them in that lighter brown. First I have to paint around them like this. Here's a big area right here. This is brown. Well, dark brown. Okay. Look at that. Well, it's probably not looking like much at the moment, but trust me. And then when we come back over with the lighter brown, it's going to look really cool. Super cool. Okay. This is 3 right here. Just to there. All of that is 8. With little tiny touches of darker brown. Not much. That's why you need these little detail brushes. Because it's very hard to keep these sections separate with a broad brush. Okay, this is all 3. And then it comes down to here, like that. Alright, though we're not done. We have a bunch of sections. And we're going to start to fill those in. All of this, I believe, is 3. Yeah. That's, all of these are 8. This is 3. There's one little bristle on this brush that's sticking out. I'm going to go trim it. Okay, I think that got it. It was throwing me off. There was just this one little bristle that was longer than the rest. That's better. I think, I'm not really sure. Okay, that's 8. This is 3 right here. And you come down a little bit. Yeah, up to here. That's 3. Okay. Now, look at that. Beautiful. Okay. I'm just kind of smoothing out the paint. Okay. Make sure. Nope, we have more. This is 3. But we have these little bits that we don't want to get any of this on. And here. Okay. Up to here. Kind of looks like the large intestines. A little bit. This is 3. Comes down a little bit. Now, I'm going to try that purple brush. I think cutting that little bit off the wooden brush messed it up. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay. I don't know how they expect you to get paint into some of these areas. Like, there's no paintbrush in the world that is going to do that. Okay. Now, right there. And a little line here, just there. Okay, and here. Alright, so that's 3. This is 5. That's, oh, we have a little 3. Right up here is part of the pineapple. There. That's 4. A little 3 right there. 4, a little 3 right up at the top, and there. Okay, I think that's all of the 3. Ooh, look at the water. I'm gonna wipe my brushes on the paper towel. You have to make sure you get all that color out. Or if you go to use it with something else like yellow, it may not look right. Now, let's see about mixing number 8. We could go ahead and finish this part. Fill that in with 8. So to make 8, the math works for these two, but not that one. 3 plus 5 is 8. So you're supposed to mix equal parts. That's kind of hard to do, but we'll try it. Got some of that. There's 3. Cleaning that brush. So I can get a little bit of 5 on there. 5 is the yellow one. 5. 3 and 5. And I'm just going to mix them right here on the plate. Trying to get as much of that off of there as I can. Close up this 5. Okay. And again, I don't know where to put my plate. Okay. So I'm going to get a little bit of that lighter brown onto my detail brush. It's not a huge difference in color. I mean, it's lighter. It kind of reminds me of when we painted that candy bar. I had this other set of these postcards, and they were desserts. And we did this chocolate bar, and it had different shades of brown in it. It's kind of like doing that. This is pretty. I like this. So I'm just going over the 8 sections, and I think we only have them here. I don't think anything up here has 8 in it. Just this right here. Nice. And we come down here like that, and trying to get a nice little point down the side. Like that. Oh, that looks nice. I like it. Okay. Nice. We fill this part in. Oh, I mixed plenty. We're fine. We have plenty. Alright. It was really hard to get as much detail as was indicated in the lines. Well, I tried to do my best. Very nice. And we come down here. And we need a very fine point to come down the side of the glass like that. Try to keep it straight. That's hard to do. I messed up. To forget these parts down here. Okay, and these little parts here and here. All right, I'll get right. And there we have the drink part. Now we have these fun little colorful parts up here. We're going to have yellow and green and red. Oh, that's going to look good. All right, clean my brush. I'm not going to beat the devil out of it. I do like the fact that these paints clean up so easily. That's really nice. Those oil-based paints are a pain. Okay. I want to do the yellow, number 5. That's going to be fun. That's this pineapple slice. And then that up here is 4. It has a little bit of green in it too, but we'll go ahead and we're going to do the yellow part first. And we'll just, I've grown a little bit attached to this brush. We're going to use this brush again, and yeah, this is the one that came with this set. So I guess it makes sense that I'll like it. All the way down to here. That's 4 up there, just above that. Oh, I love that pretty yellow. Isn't that nice? And this part is just going to stay as it is. We're not, that's some ice or something, but you're just going to leave it unpainted. Okay, there. All right, and it looks like this outer part of the orange wedge is going to be 7, which is a mixture of red and yellow there for the orange, and the segments are as well. Okay, so those are 4. The top of the umbrella is also 5. So we're going to make it this really pretty bright yellow. Oh, good choice. It's a perfect choice. I like it. Okay. The underside of the yellow, the underside of the umbrella, the yellow umbrella, it's going to be number 7. So it's going to be the same color as the segments and the outer part of the orange. Okay, out to the edge. Get it all yellow, make it look good. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but close enough. I want to do the pretty pretty green next. Okay. Oh, look at that pretty green. Like Kermit the Frog green. For that, we're going right in here. I have a lot of paint on my brush, so I'm putting it in the larger areas before I try to do the edges. I do a similar thing when I paint my nails. If the brush is loaded with paint, I don't want to go straight to the edges because it will just kind of spill over everywhere, and I don't want it to do that. So I keep it kind of in the middle of the nail. Okay. There's one little part. Now we have this stem for the cherry. We don't want to paint over that. And it goes up to the underside of the umbrella. And under the stem. And this piece, don't forget this one. There. And there's the green there. Now let's see. That's not all the green. I said we had some in the pineapple bit here, didn't we? We only want a little bitty bit on the brush, a very small bit. I'll just bring it down like that. There. Nice. A little bit of green on that pineapple. It looks really good with the brown and the yellow there. A nice bit of pineapple. Now, 6 for the cherry. Let's move into the red cherry. Well, I just opened this up, and instead of trying to pour this onto a plate, I think I'll just dip in there and get some out and just do it that way instead of trying to pour it out. And I'm going to let that dry, and like nail polish, I'm going to come back and do a second coat because this is not the best paint. It's a little sheer. It's more sheer than these. So I'll come back to that. Now let me see. These segments are 7. The underside of the umbrella is 7, and I'm going to see what color we need for the umbrella little handle there. Well, this part here, the stick, the stand, the handle, whatever, that is also 8. Fortunately, I have plenty of that left over. So we're just gonna take some of this 8. It hasn't dried yet. It's getting there though. I bring that down. Okay, that's 8. Okay, all we have left now, let's see. Yeah, all we have left is 7. And to make 7, you mix number 6 and number 5. But 6, remember, sad maraca, so we can't use that. That red has not dried. And okay, that's all right. we are going to take a little bit of this yellow right here. And again, I'm just going to use this to kind of scoop a little out. Just mush that on there like that. Okay. And this paint is quite runny. I'll just put a little bit. Well, that's a bit. And I'm just going to take, nah, I'll use this one. We're just going to mix them together until we get something close to what it looks like it's supposed to be. Okay. I guess that's all right. Okay. I'm going to come down to a point. A little point. You're going to get sections under here to be orange. Like that. And then these little sticks, the braces for the underside of the umbrella, just stay unpainted. Okay. And then we get the segments. Like that. With this number 8. Or I'm sorry, not number 8. What did I say? No, 7. I'm sorry, not 8. That light brown was 8. This is 7. Okay. And then let me look at the picture. Yeah, according to this picture, this part just stays white. Okay. I didn't know if we were going to do them in a different color or not. And then you want a little bit to go around the outer part, like this. Just a little. I always mix too much paint. But personally, I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay. I want to go back over. I have all this red right here. Let's go back over this cherry a little more. You're only going to see a little bit of it peeking out here in the stem. That's how you say it where I come from. It's a stem. Sounds like we add an I and a Y in there. Stem. Stem. We make it a 2-syllable word. Okay. Well, there we have it. Look, our lovely drink. Isn't this nice? Oh, it looks yummy. Especially on a hot summer day. So here's theirs. Here's mine. I think it turned out kind of cute. Lovely little, and see if you look at the back, I'm not going to touch the paint, but see, it's a postcard. And it has a matte finish to it. It's on nice sturdy cardstock. And I think it turned out pretty nice. Our happy little drink for a hot summer day. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'll see you again soon.